The tools you'll require to build the bottle rocket launcher include a set of vernier calipers, hacksaw, tape measure, some scissors, permanent marker, 20mm conduit saddles, cordless drill, vice grips, steel rule, cable ties, electrical tape and duct tape, some strings, a screw-on car valve, a 11mm socket and a spring bender. On top of the tools you'll need some basic materials. Those include plywood, 20mm conduit and a good 1.25 litre drink bottle. The first step in building your bottle rocket launcher is to mark out the length of your conduit. You need to mark out with your permanent marker 3 lengths along the length of conduit. The first one at 250mm, the second one at 600mm and the third one at 1000mm. 1000mm is the length that we need to cut our launcher at. Once you have marked all these lengths out, get somebody to check them for you to make sure they're all okay. To bend your conduit, slide one of the bending springs inside it and hold your hands either side of the mark. The first one to do is the 250mm mark and bend. You may have to bend well and truly past 90 degrees as the conduit will want to spring back. If you aren't quite strong enough to hold the conduit in your hands as you see me doing here, put it in a vise or put it over the edge of a bench. That'll make the job a little bit easier for you. To get the end cap ready to take the valve, all we do is hold it with a pair of vice grips or in a vise and drill an 11mm hole through it. Once you've drilled the hole through, you'll notice there's a few burrs. Use some garnet paper or emery paper or file to clean these up, as if you don't, you won't get a good airtight seal and you won't be able to test your rocket launcher correctly. Once you've done this, mount the valve and tighten it up with your 11mm socket. To secure the conduit to your plywood base plate, use 2 conduit saddles. If you've got one handy, grab a cordless drill with a Phillips No. 2 driver bit and screw both of the conduit saddles down onto the conduit. This should hold it nice and firm, ready for you to test your rocket. The basic trigger is a piece of 30mm conduit, 40mm long with a hole drilled in it. You can see the various steps here. It is important that you make it 40mm long, and around about a 5mm hole is plenty big enough. To secure the end cap to our launcher, we simply use PVC pipe cement. It's a very easy product to use. We paint around the end of the conduit so as there's a nice covering and then slide the end cap on, as seen in the following pictures. The next step is to mark on the upright piece of conduit the height of the bottle that you're using. Get a piece of duct tape 160mm long. On the duct tape, lay out 5 cable ties spaced approximately 12mm apart. This will form the basis for your trigger mechanism. It's quite important that they're spaced equally. Once you have the locking mechanism ready to go, wrap the duct tape around the conduit and secure it in place with a hose clamp. Now, you may need to slide the hose clamp up and down to put it where your bottle actually sits. This is why we marked out earlier on the height of your bottle. This sometimes requires a little bit of jiggling around and could take a little while to perfect, but that's part of the engineering process that we're undergoing right here. The last step is simply to put a staple in our plywood to provide something for the rope to run through for the trigger mechanism.